reality using Live. What is it? What do you need to do it? And why should you do it? Well, imagine you want to show your friends or channel subscribers how awesome VR really is. Using the Live app, which is absolutely free by the way, will show the incredible immersion offered by virtual reality, as well as making you look pretty cool at the same time. It is not complicated to set up, but there are quite a few steps and you will need certain items of equipment, some of which you'll probably already have. So I'm going to take you through the process in a simple, orderly manner so that you can get Live set up and running with as little hassle as possible. Ready? Let's get straight into it then, and remember, we're born to respawn. What do you need to use Live to capture mixed reality gameplay? The equipment. 1. A VR headset. Obviously, I mostly use my Quest 3 or 3S, but I could use any of these headsets in my display case. 2. You will need a VR-ready PC to start with. When I first started my channel many moons ago, I was using Live to do mixed reality pistol whip videos and running an RTX 2080 Ti, which could handle running the game and the Live compositor at the same time. My current PC spec is a 12th Gen i9, an RTX 4080, an Asus Z790p, 32GB of DDR5 RAM. This gives me plenty of headroom to run everything I need. 3. You will need a camera. I use this Insta360 Link webcam mounted inside my teleprompter. It has a nice wide field of view, plus it is mounted on its own gimbal with camera positions that you can change on the fly. It's very versatile and I use it extensively in all my content. You could also use a DSLR camera, but then you would also need a cam link or capture card like this Elgato HD60S I have here. But that is starting to get expensive. I would just recommend a simple webcam setup so that it won't move or get knocked about, as this would mess with your calibration. But more on that later. 4. A green screen. I have to admit that I am very lucky. I have the Mac Cave as my official domain, so I'm able to have a permanent green screen setup. For this, I bought 2 Neewer 10 by 12 foot cloth screens, which each costs £32 in the UK, then pinned one to my walls. The second screen I used to cover up my sim rig and Roto VR Explorer motion chair. If you don't have the space or don't want to pin a screen to your walls, you can get a mounting solution for your screen. Just make sure it is wide enough to encompass your arms at full width. Now, there are endless videos on YouTube on how to set up and light a green screen. I have powerful LED lights in my roof, plus this ring light, and that's all I need. Don't panic if you are lacking lights. Live has a very powerful keying tool, which I will talk about later. If you don't want to use a green screen at all, then may I suggest NVIDIA Broadcast. It has a tool called Virtual Background where you can completely remove your actual background. It's not perfect, but it does work quite well. And again, it is completely free. That is all the equipment you need to get started. Bet you have most of it anyway. Software. Other than Steam and SteamVR, which I'm assuming you already have, you will need 2 additional pieces of software. The first is your preferred streaming or recording software. I've been using OBS for years, so that is what I am comfortable with. However, you can use your favourite like Streamlabs or the NVIDIA app if you so wish. The second piece of software is Live itself. Open Steam, go to the store page and search for Live, L-I-V. It's completely free, so download and install it. You can create an account or use the software as a guest. You will then ask to install the Steam driver, so say yes, then make sure to restart Steam before going any further. Setup. Here is a top tip before we start to set up Live. Please make sure that no software that has access to your webcam is running, even in the background. Live only supports one source at a time, so if you get a black screen with no camera input, it's probably because OBS or NVIDIA Broadcast are running somewhere in the background. Exit those apps. Please follow my exact steps here. Pop on your headset and connect to your PC using your preferred app. You can use Metalink, Airlink, Steam Link. My preferred app is Virtual Desktop, which costs £18.99 in the UK. Setup video. Here. Use the small bar on the left to open the Steam VR once it is launched. Press the left Oculus button to bring up the Steam menu. Go to Library. I have Live in my Favourites tab for ease of use. So click on that, then open Live. I have twin screens, so Live opens on desktop 1. Click on that and you'll see this screen. You can open an account or sign in as a guest. It's entirely up to you. I've been using Live for years, so I already have an account. Now, we are on the screen we want. Here is the full list of Liv's capabilities. It can do mixed reality. You can also insert avatars into games if you have full body tracking, which I might do a video on later because it's pretty cool. Then we have the Liv Streamer Kit, which is a low resource tool for showing your YouTube and Twitch chat windows. I'd completely forgotten about this until I got back into using mixed reality. It's a very powerful tool. Then we have the FPS stabilizer, which can reduce that wobbly head movement when recording VR. Underneath that are some helpful resources like a guide on how to set up Liv, some troubleshooting tips, and a list of compatible games, plus a recent news tab. Mixed reality capture. This is what we are here for today, so click on that, then start mixed reality, and Liv will launch the compositor. Don't worry, the screen is black. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't panic at the bewildering list of options. We want to go here to camera. If this is your first time here, you will want to add a camera, so click the drop down box and select your camera. Then select edit, which will open the edit camera window. On type, pick what your camera is. Mine's a video camera. Device should match your camera. Then for resolution, I would recommend you set it at 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. Before we move on to calibration, I'm on the way to 20k subs. So if this video has helped you in any way, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes, and subscribe for more fun content like this. Thank you. Calibration. Now, click calibration and you'll have two options: calibrate on PC or calibrate in headset. Mine automatically defaults to headset. I don't know why. And this is what I would recommend, as I think it's easier and more accurate. So click on begin calibration. As you can see, my controllers are way out. The first calibration is to get your controller as close to and centered on your camera as possible, then pull the trigger. Now, step back as far into your space as possible. This helps the calibration a lot. You will see a red cross about shoulder height on your left. Using the same controller, get as close to center on that as you can and try to orient the controller towards your camera, then pull the trigger. You will now see a cross at near floor height on the right. Using the same controller, get as close as possible, orient the controller toward the camera, and pull the trigger again. Hold both arms out and check the position of the superimposed controllers on the actual controllers. This is pretty close, but you can alter the position using the position tab and altering the X, Y, and Z axis. Make a quick flapping motion with your arms outstretched, and you will notice that controllers seem to move before your arms do. This is where you need to add latency. Adjust the latency up until the controllers move at as close to 1:1 as possible. My latency is 110 milliseconds. That's what seems to be good for me. Please remember this latency figure. We will be using it again later. Next, you have rotation, but my advice is that if your controllers are out in these axes, it's probably better just to start the calibration again. Once you're happy, don't forget to hit the save button. One more thing to do, but it is an incredibly powerful tool, and this is the FOV override. This magical little slider can move you in and out of the scene. It's incredibly good fun to play with. I mostly play Pistol Whip and Synth Rider, so I found that 60 degrees gives me the best field of view so that my viewers get the best interpretation of what I'm doing. Okay, let's move on. Keying. On this page, you can pick your background color. It just so happens that my green screen matches the default almost perfectly, but you can mess around here if you want. The other options are threshold, smoothness, and despill. Put despill on 100%. It removes any green screen bleed you may have. Then mess about with the other two until you're 100% happy. If it all goes wrong, exit without saving, and Liv will reset to the default settings. You can't break it, just have some fun. Cropping. On this tab, you can chop down what your camera sees by cropping left, right, top, and bottom. I have a big play space, so top and bottom are fine, but I want to get rid of my display case and window. Alter the values to all you can see is black. Try to keep the space arm's width, as this will look the best in your mixed reality footage, but I do understand that some people may not have that luxury due to space restrictions. Advanced. You can create a custom mask to black out parts of your room. This is an advanced technique, so I would just skip this for now, maybe go back into this tab when you're a bit more familiar with Liv. That's it for the settings. You should now be ready to stream or record, but before we go any further, remember the latency setting. Mine was 110 milliseconds. OBS. Go to your recording or broadcast software, go to Audio Advanced Settings, then input an audio delay that matches your controller latency. What this does is prevent any audio delay for your stream or recording, keeping everything on beat, and your audience will thank you, as you are the consummate professional. You're welcome, my friends. To record or live stream, you just capture the Live Compositor window. Capture. We are now ready to play in mixed reality. Go back to the Steam menu, click on the screen icon. Now on the Live app, you will see the Capture tab. Click that and all your compatible Steam games will be listed in the drop-down box. Pick the game you want to play, then hit Sync and Launch. That's it. If you're facing your camera, you will see the Live Compositor window in front of you. This handy little tool shows what you're recording or what your audience is seeing if live streaming. It is also a nice way to know where your camera is within your VR space so that you can engage by looking straight into the camera. You can make adjustments to the size and opacity on the Viewfinder tab on the Live app. Now, you will need to recenter your play space. So for Pistol Whip, for example, I like to turn 170 to 180 degrees as it seems to look better for my audience. With rhythm action games like Beat Saber, I maybe turn 150 to 160 degrees as it is fun to be slightly side on to watch the targets coming toward you. Press the left Oculus button to bring up the Steam menu, turn to where you want to face, then recenter. You can check everything looks okay by turning your head and looking at the compositor window. That's it. We are now recording or streaming in mixed reality and all your friends or audience think you're amazing, if you have any, which I don't. So, how did it go for you? Did you manage to get it all up and running easily, or did you encounter some issues? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you loved this content, please subscribe and join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and an exclusive members-only channel on my Discord. If you want to watch more content from me, you can click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.